Okay, you guys, it's Nicole Johnson Star with the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. The last episode you heard the father speaking and him sharing his side. Next week you're actually going to get to meet the soldier on our Talking with Heroes program on Thursday night. That is on Blog Talk Radio blogtalkradio.com / Talking with Heroes, the number 1. So Talking with Heroes 1. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can call in and actually give your loving support for this young soldier, and also share your thoughts after he's gotten off. But let's go ahead and give you the news. This is from Fox 17. The reporter is Deanna Falzone. This is out of Plainwell, Michigan. A former soldier from West Michigan has been held back after serving in one of the most dangerous battle zones in the world, where last year alone 310 Americans lost their lives. He's now back home in the Allegan County, where he continues to fight an internal battle. Anthony McFarland, 22, is about to become a father and is struggling with new demons trying to put what happened in Afghanistan behind him while dealing with a possible life sentence for what happened when he returned. It was January 30th in Otsego. The family attorney won't let McFarland talk about what happened that night, but his parents will never forget. His stepfather remembers the call that said Anthony had stabbed someone. Fox 17 sat down with that soldier who had a story of battle scars inside and out. McFarland comes from a family wrapped in red, white, and blue. His father, his brother, and he have all worn the U.S. military uniform. I need to stand up and do something that is much bigger than myself, said McFarland on why he joined the Army. He trained to go to war. A young man from Allegan County thrown in the middle of one of the most dangerous valleys in Afghanistan. He described what it was like, saying, "They said, well, we get attacked from here and from there. It's pretty much a 360. So great, we pretty much get attacked from everywhere. About a half hour rolls by and we're pretty much lit up. Lights were everywhere, but not from light bulbs. From explosions. It got to a point where about halfway through I was so used to the constant attacking that I lost emotion and feeling everything as a human. All I had was to survive. Just survive." After finishing his tour and losing half his platoon, McFarland returned to Allegan County last June. He was honorably discharged, but things just weren't the same. "He does walk around on alert," said his mother, Melissa Seaback. "His life was every day, 24 hours a day. You hear bombs and guns. His life dictated him watching everything that happened around him." McFarland was officially diagnosed with traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder, a disability that affects many of our returning vets from Afghanistan, according to HealMyPTSD.com. McFarland says getting treatment hasn't been easy. Paperwork doesn't get through as fast, so I didn't get my treatment as fast as I could have. I don't really think we understand what PTSD is, and I think that's what the problem is, says McFarland's stepfather, Jeff Seaback. You got to know the whole story behind it. "I love my son, and he went through so much hell to defend this country," said his mother. "And it's not right that he can't defend his own self in his own country. I don't understand that." McFarland is now charged with assault with intent to murder, assault to do great bodily harm, less than murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon. He could face life behind bars. According to the police report, McFarland told Otsego police he was in an argument with his girlfriend. A passerby tried to involve himself in the situation. In the police report, McFarland says the man later returned, approaching him at a very fast pace, almost like he was marching. McFarland told investigators the man stopped, grabbed McFarland, and slammed him against the building. In the report, McFarland says one of his hands was on the knife in his pocket. He goes on to say that he felt his life was being threatened, so he instinctively pulled the knife from his pocket and stabbed the individual. McFarland's family and attorney call it self-defense, but was it? The victim told police that he was approached. McFarland turned around and stepped in front of him, put his hand on the man's chest and said, "Do you remember me?" The man said he grabbed McFarland's jacket, and that's when the stabbing took place. According to the police report, the victim told police he had had drinks early in the day. Fox 17 obtained an Allegan County Sheriff Department's document stating the test showed McFarland didn't have any alcohol in his system. As for the knife, according to the police, McFarland said he threw it in the air. He also thinks he may have blacked out and reverted to when he was in Afghanistan. They're trying to make it out like he intended on hurting this man, like there was an intention for him to hurt or to kill him, says Seaback. I don't understand how that calculates. Instead of giving him the treatment he needs and figuring out how to put him back into society the way he needs to be, they would rather just throw him away, and I just don't think that's right," added his stepfather. "To understand PTSD, you have to go through it," says McFarland. McFarland's attorney, Michael Gowecki, is trying to get the case transferred to a veterans court. Gowecki says that getting this case to a veterans court will allow him to get treatment and readjustment counseling. Right now, this case is being handled by the Allegan County Prosecutor's Office. Gowecki says one of the assisting prosecuting attorneys said that it doesn't matter if Anthony is innocent or not. What matters is whether or not our office can get a conviction in front of a jury. We reached out to both the prosecutor's office and the victim, but haven't heard back. McFarland's next court date has not been set. His family says they're working on planning a peaceful protest where they are expecting hundreds of vets to show up in support. Again, this was a news report by Deanna Falzone with Fox 17, West Michigan. You guys can look it up online, but now you've heard the other side of the story. So, if you'd like to give us your information, your thoughts, your comments, or just send support for this soldier, please come on to our radio show or send us an email at support@theptsdretreat.org. Again, that's support@theptsdretreat.org. And you can make sure you put in there radio show PTSD soldier. And those comments will be read on the radio show next week. This is another individual with PTSD, another individual who's returned home, and another individual who's dealing with some serious charges. Let's hear your thoughts. Again, this is Nicole Johnson Starr with the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. Thanks for listening.